Hi, everybody. Today we're going to do a raw steno demo from the internet, YouTube. This is Rob the Maritimer.
So I've got the phone on a tripod this morning, and I've got an iPad. I hope I'm going to be able to, I think it's connected, but see if I can see the chats from here. Hey, I'm on Norma. Hey, how you doing, Norman? Norma. Sorry, it's cold out here, so I'm stuttering a little bit. Uh, Thanks for stopping in. It's a little bit early for you. What is it? It's 8 a.m. for me, so 7 a.m. for you. You're in Toronto. I'm gonna have to get my glass. Actually, 1 second. I'll be able to get these chats as soon as I bring up this on the iPad. Go to the live, and why isn't it showing there? Let me do this. Let me try the YouTube app. Usually can never catch me live. Yeah, this is an odd time of day for me to be doing this, uh, but uh, but I wanted to try this out. I wanted to see. Okay, my channel. There, that says I'm live. If I click on that, oh, I've got to turn the volume off. Where's the volume? There. You know what? I'm still going to need my glasses. Hang on 1 second. You know what? I think this will work. Okay, 2 sets of glasses. I can see the chat now. Not exactly the way I thought I was going to be able to. So who do we got? Panda Official. Hi. K Starry. Rochelle's here. How you doing, Rochelle? Early for you too. Norma. Real Talk. Hey, Rob from Canberra, Australia. Hassan, welcome. Brian Allen. Audio sounds great. Good, because it's really windy today. It's windier than it was the other day. Um, yes, Toronto sounds good. Peter, hi Rob, how you doing, Peter? Let's see, Oz Travel Log, hi Rob, cheers from Australia. See, that's the thing. If I go live this time of day, uh, you folks in Australia can tune in. If I go in the live in the morning or later in the day. So yeah, it's 8 a.m. here in Nova Scotia. Who else we got? We've got Bluefin Adventures. Good morning, all. Sapphire Blue Travels. How you doing? Glory's Girl. Hi, Rob. How you doing, Glory? Jason Waits. What is the one best piece of advice you have for a new YouTuber? Uh, don't give up. Don't worry about. I don't have one piece of advice. I've got lots. Um, Waves are very faint. Can't hear the wind. Okay. Yeah, it's quite windy here, but I've got my back to the wind. I'll pick up the camera in a second and go for a little walk. But actually, there's anyway. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. There was a question. One good piece of advice, Jason. So don't give up. Uh, I suggest go live. Well, no, try not to make things too complicated. I guess that's the best thing. People tend to get caught up, or most people tend to get caught up or tripped up with the video editing. I'm worried the wind is going to knock this tripod over. Yeah, so keep things simple, right? Just keep things simple. Keep video editing to a minimum, and just talk to the camera and upload a video. You know, however good or bad you think it might be, just do it, upload it. It's done. Don't worry about what other people think. You're doing it for you anyways. When you first start, nobody's really watching your channel yet, anyways. So I wouldn't worry about that. Yeah, just do it. If mostly if okay, so I'm in my 50s. Most of the people who watch my channel are over 40. And if you are over 40, then perhaps you don't give a crap what other people think about what you do, what you look like, what you sound like, and all that stuff anymore, like we used to when we were younger. I remember when I was in my 20s, like I cared a lot what people thought, you know. Had to comb my hair just perfect. Those were the days, eh? all that stuff, right? The way you look, what clothes you wear, all this stuff. I mean, some people take that stuff more serious than others, but I think in general, most people think about more about that stuff when they're younger. So don't worry about that. If you're over 40, you probably, maybe you're already thinking that way, but if not, perhaps start thinking that way. Doesn't matter what other people think. So how's that? Let me ask you guys a question. I think Norma already mentioned, but how is my sound? Actually, got lots of, I'm going to stand up in a second and turn, actually, I'll stand up right now. I can pick this up. There, now I'm facing the wind, and that's what I'm looking at. Look at the waves coming in. Lobster boat out there too. What I'd like to know, I sound great. Thank you, Glorious Girl. Perfect, good. So yeah, I've got the, where is my mic? Yeah, it's right here underneath my sweater. I've got the dead cat on it, and I've got my sweater on it. So that'll take care of a lot of the wind noise. So perfect. Yeah, if I didn't have that mic, that DJI mic, then it would be hardly listenable. You wouldn't be able to hear what I mean, the wind noise would be awful just into the iPhone microphone. What else? Oh, I'm streaming at 1080p this time. I'm using Prism Live again. 1080p this time. Last time it was 720p. So does it still work okay? I've got a good signal out here, so it should be working okay. The other thing I've done is I've turned stabilization on. In Prism Live, you have to turn that on separately. There's a setting in there, and there's actually 4 different levels of stabilization you can choose from. And let's see. Oh, you see, there's another fishing boat behind me there to the right, lobster boat. Yeah, so I turned on the lowest setting because the lowest setting chews up less battery, but it should be better than it was the other day. So let me know if that looks all right. Video is great. What mic setup do you use? The DJI mic. It's a wireless mic system. They now have the DJI 2, which is a little more expensive. It's the newer version. I've got the older version, DJI 1. They never call it the 1, but that's what it is. Battery life is amazing. It'll last like 15 hours. You can actually record onto the mic itself instead of through the transmitter, which is plugged into my phone. But that wouldn't help you in a live stream. That helps if you're making a video. But for a live stream, it doesn't matter if you're recording onto the mic or not. Because this is live. It's got to be feeding through my phone, right? What camera are you using? This is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. You know what? I'm going to close this iPad. Just 1 second here. Let me set you down. Because I can see this just fine from my phone with my glasses on. So let me close this. Put my gloves back on. Bear with me. All right, get these silly sunglasses off my head. There we go. Okay, now I may go back to the iPad, but oh yeah, whoa, look at all the chats that came in. Okay, yeah. Let me just see what else we got here. New Hampshire. How you doing, Andrew? Waves are very faint. Okay, I already saw that. Saturday evening here in Australia. Perfect. Great time to be on live. Hi, Jamie's Thrift and Decor. Hello, Peter. Lunchtime in the UK. James Outdoors from the UK. You survived the bugs. Yeah, and there's no bugs today. It's way too windy for bugs, which is good. Hi from Halifax, Half Century Self. I'm close. I'm in St. Margaret's Bay. There's a sale on DJI Mic 2 on Amazon right now, $389 Australian dollars. I checked the Amazon Canada. There's a sale on there as well. Perfect. But you know what? Yeah, that's perfect for you guys, but I'm sticking with this one because I only bought this last September, I think. August, September, and it works great. It works great. I know the DJI 2, what's the difference? I think 1 more hour of battery life. So like 16 hours instead of 15, but I mean, that's a long time either way. But there's also, I think if they call it 32-bit float, which is in the new one, all that means is if you have your gain set too high when you're recording and that results in clipping. You know what I mean? Distortion because you had your level set too high. You can't fix that in the DJI that I have, but you can fix that in the DJI 2. It's a I don't know how it works, but you can adjust it afterwards. So that would be handy. If that's interested to you, then Peter, 16-hour live stream, you can do it, Rob. No, I can't. 16 hours. I would need to have a battery bank plugged into this phone. Aussie English Steph, I am 17 subs for monetization. It has taken me years. Oh my, you sound great. Awesome. I'm going backwards now. Morning in Minnesota. Holy cow, I think that's 2 hours from me. So 6 a.m. for you. Well done. Let's see. I know I'm missing some here, but wow, a few Aussies in the chat. Aussie English with Steph. Yeah, that's because there's not going to be very many Americans this time because it's too early on a Saturday morning. Wasn't by design. Actually, the next time I do this will probably be in the evening. I like this, doing this out here. All kinds of lobster boats. One there, behind me there, and if I turn this way, there's one there, there's two there. Hello from California. It's just after 4 a.m. You need to go back to bed. It's just after 4. Kate does nature as well. Yeah, that's pretty early. My son and I are going to BC in about a month. Little golfing trip. Let's see. Okay, I'm going backwards again. What's the temp? Norma, it is, I got that on my watch, 8 degrees Celsius. A little chilly, but I've got my running gloves on, so I can actually scroll with them, which is nice. I'm up at 4 every day. Wow. Okay, that's you beat me. I'm usually just after 6. Good for you though. I feel like, I don't know, do you guys think this way? I feel like, I mean, when I was younger, okay, yeah, I'd go out, go out to the bars and stuff, university, had good time and all that. Typically would sleep in on the weekends, right? But as I get older, I mean, kids are gone now for the most part. They're still close, but moved out. And I don't know, I just feel like as I get older, I feel like get up with the sun, go down with the sun. Like, is that stupid? I mean, people give me a hard time for wanting to go to bed at 9 or 10 o'clock, but I'd get up at 5:36. Like I wake up on my own. So, it's actually a nice time of the day because, you have the day to yourself. Like here, I came out here. I was going to come out an hour earlier than this, but I waited a bit because of the temperature, waiting for it to get up a little bit warmer. But yeah, anyways, that's the way I think at this age. And my family's much the same, even the dogs. That is me every day, Rob. Very good. Yeah, I think it might be an age thing. I don't know. It is with me, anyways. That has changed over the years. North Carolina's here. How you doing, Jim? Tennessee, Ron Durant. How you doing? Let's see. Who else we got? Sorry if I've missed you, but yeah, can't. I wouldn't have to get up so close like this if I had the iPad. Maybe I'll set this down and sit back again. Just kind of checking out that lobster boat. Just see if I missed any other questions. What's the temp? Okay, yes, I answered that, so I'm back to there. Using a wind muffler outdoors is always the best practice. Yep. Let's see. Question, Rob, do you use a wind muff on your mic? Yes, I do. I've got 2 wind muffs on this mic. I've got my regular one and my sweater. There it is right there. So works great. My eyes are starting to water. Queensland, Australia. How you doing, Mel? Mel Ray? Just tuned in from Australia, about to go to sleep. Yeah, oh, yeah, I guess it's late Saturday night there now. This boat looks like it's going to come around. So lobstering, just so you know, in case those are interested, lobster is big around here. Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, PEI, Maine in the United States, lobster is big. And the way it works here in Nova Scotia, here in the South Shore of Nova Scotia, I'm tracking that boat. Got a wave out of him. Yeah, let's make him famous. Actually, you'd get to see him. I don't think I can zoom this in, but you'd be able to see him pull up a trap. But the way it works is each lobster license here, you're allowed 250 traps, and they all have to be buoyed separately. They each have their own separate line. There, you just hauled up a trap there. What they're going to do is they're going to haul that into the boat. They're going to take out any lobster that might be in it. They're going to rebait it with, I don't know what, like, I forget what they use, like fish or maybe crabs or something. They stick on a spike and they throw it back in. So they're probably going to drive a little bit farther to another. They usually drag it maybe 50 feet and drop it in a slightly different spot. And yeah, if you have a full lobster license, you'll have 250 of those and you'll check them every day. Oh, wow. Geez, we got 3 boats in one shot. That's cool. So he hasn't dropped it yet. Must be good lobster in here. As the water warms up, there'll be a lot of seals in this area too. Drop your trap, buddy. There goes the buoy, and there goes the trap. Awesome. Cool. Exciting. So yeah, and then what happens is, yeah, the season is 6 months long. It's from 1st of December to the end of May. So they only have another week or so left before they're not allowed to fish lobster anymore. But the season rotates around this province. I don't know how it works in other provinces or Maine, but here it rotates. So, but yeah, that's what lobster fishermen do, and they make a good living in 6 months. Actually, they don't even fish here in the coldest months. They'll do a month in December, but then the water's too cold and the lobster don't move. They're kind of dormant. Maybe they hibernate a little bit, I guess, but they don't tend to crawl into the traps when the water's cold. So they wait until around the middle of April, and then they fish for a month and a half, last half of April and all of May. And that's enough to sustain them for a year. Anyways, you didn't come here to learn about that. Just thought I'd, is there whales there? Sometimes small ones come in, pilot whales or minke whales, but not the big ones because we're a little bit too deep into St. Margaret's Bay. It's a deep bay. I mean, I think on average it's maybe 200 feet deep, but there's a hole out there that's over 400 feet deep, but it's kind of narrow to get in here. So the waves are a little bit smaller than they would be in the open ocean, and the big whales don't come in here. But we do get tuna. There have been shark sightings, although there's never been a recorded attack on a human by a shark in Canada, as far as I believe. I'm going to knock on wood. If I had wood, I'd knock on it, but because I go swimming all the time. But anyway, tuna, lots of tuna here. Lots of sunfish, which are big, ugly fish. But anyway, lots of mackerel. That's what we get here. Just started the live. Do you have whale? Oh, I already answered that one. Let's see. Beach live stream looks lovely. Sapphire blue, years. I'll be patient. Early 50s and still a night owl.
Okay, so you see that was the raw steno demo number 3. Next time, I will talk about the 3 different careers in stenography. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.